Hey everyone, Hydra Hut here, and this is Black Torch #1, story and art by Tsuyoshi Takaki. Probably pronounced that wrong. If so, I apologize, but I'm sure you're not going to watch this. So this is a manga, I'm sure you guessed from the way it's sitting. I have not read this in the shonen. The reason I even found out about it is because of my friend on the internet, Mike, or Mikey Buys Comics. He does write-ups pretty much every Wednesday on the different manga he's buying and reading and art books. Very informative guy. Turns out he's got a really good opinion when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's also the one who recommended Eden, It's an Endless World, which is fantastic, though it's out of print. I don't hold that against him, though, because I knew that before getting into it. This, on the other hand, I would say is not nearly as gritty or end of the world as Eden was. This is a little bit more of a fun read. It's a casual action, almost, not slice of life. Not that at all. It's essentially following the story. Oh, that's actually one thing I wanted to point out. So, this is only $9.99. Most Viz Media ones are only $9.99, which is nice because you're getting quite a bit of content for $10. But this is something that none of the ones I've gotten up until now have had. This little like fold out art page that I'm pretty sure you're meant to rip out and thumbtack somewhere. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if I'm going to leave it in there or not. Probably not. But it's nice. So what is this about? It's essentially modern times as far as the technology in this world goes. Except it appears to be some sort of semblance of magic. I don't know if that's common knowledge or just the people who were really around in the start of this. But our main character is, I think he's supposed to be about 18, maybe 16. He's young, he's not in school. He's kind of carefree and cocky, and he's doing his own thing. He's also got a very unique outlook on life because of the way he was raised. He can speak to animals. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know anybody else who can. But growing up that way kind of affected his outlook on everything because he's so much different than everybody else. It's easier for him to accept different ideas, different people, and look past differences, which is an interesting character design to work with, I suppose. It gives us a lot of interactions throughout. The cool part is the start of this, though. He's talking, you can tell that it's two people talking. And he's basically getting a lecture on why it's okay to be different. Not really a lecture, but there's a word for that, and I'm blanking on it, and I look like an idiot. But he's giving him an upbeat conversation. And it turns out it's his pet dog, and it's kind of a cool little scene. It'll make a lot more sense when you read it. But we also find out that his family is from a long line of ninja. So they actually have their own specific type of martial arts that they've developed throughout the centuries. His grandfather, who's this guy here, teaches Jiro, that's our main character, the basics of the art, just as a means of self-defense and to make sure that there's somebody to carry on the line their family knowledge, because it's just Jiro and his grandpa. Very early on, we establish that Jiro has a connection with animals, very, very much tries to help animals any way he can. And that's how he meets this guy here, Rago. Rago is a Mononoke, and Mononoke in this they're not really demons, they're like very, very powerful spirits. Yeah, kind of like a demon, but not in the Christian sense where they're evil, more like the Asian sense where they're just a spirit. A Mononoke. Through a series of unfortunate or fortunate events, depending on how you want to look at it, Rago and Jiro become eternally bound to each other, you can say. So this story is essentially Jiro becoming an adult in a society that wants to use him while protecting somebody else that society also wants to use. And but but I don't want to get too much into that. Really don't want to ruin any more of the plot than I probably already have. So what I can say is I highly recommend this. The fighting is good. It's very much action packed. All in all, I'm a big fan of this. I'm definitely going to be reading number 2. I think issue number 2 is the only other one available. Number 3 comes out in 2019. Or if you have a subscription to Shonen, you can read it actively in the Shonen Jump magazine. But to keep from ruining anything else, I'm going to cut it off there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Definitely check this out. Also, I'm going to say this for Mikey. Don't pirate this. If you want to read it, just buy it. It's $10. I understand not everybody has $10, but when you pirate this kind of stuff, manga specifically, if there's no market for it in America, there's no reason that they're going to bring it to America. And then we're left with just scanlations. And while I think scanlations are a great way to catch up on old series, and they're an interesting way to read ones that haven't been translated yet, if you read it digitally in that way, and you like it, you should really buy it to support the company, support the artist, and to make sure that these keep coming to America, because we're not as big a market for this as other places. And there have been a lot of series that will go incomplete because there's just not enough, in their opinion, people purchasing it. So please spend a little bit of money every now and then on support the actual industry. But definitely recommend reading this. Thanks for watching. Hail Hydra, baby.